Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to another video. So today I'm actually going to be talking about how you guys can become top rated sellers on the eBay platform and the advantages that has with actually selling your items on eBay. So with that said, let's get into the video. So I'm actually going to be breaking the video down into two separate parts. So first I'm going to be talking about exactly the advantages of becoming a top rated seller, if that's something you may be interested in. And then if you are interested, stick around for the rest of the video where I'm actually going to be splitting it up into three separate parts in terms of sales requirements, tracking requirements, and performance standards that you need to meet with selling on the eBay platform to become a top rated seller. So the first advantage is actually you're going to get a top rated seller badge. So every time you list an item on eBay and on your listing on the right hand side, it's actually going to show a top rated seller badge. This leads me to my second point, where this will instill you as a more reputable seller, because it's kind of hard to become an eBay top rated seller. So eBay users actually recognize that, and another advantage of that is you're probably able to sell your items at a higher price. When I'm looking through items, because I do iPhone flipping, I see a lot of the iPhones that are sold by top rated sellers actually have a higher price. Therefore, you're going to be able to get more profit with becoming a top rated seller. So it's something you definitely need to work for if you're going to take this seriously. The third and final one of becoming a top rated seller is actually you're going to get a 10% discount on all your final value fees. For me, I'm an iPhone reseller and I resell them on eBay. So these are high ticket items nearing like anywhere from between $100 to $1,000. So 10% makes a big difference when taking it off from the final value fees, because that's kind of a reason why a lot of people will stay away from eBay, is solely because of the fees that they require. But becoming a top rated seller, having that higher price, selling it at that like more of a profit, and taking off a 10% discount on the final value fees will definitely raise your profit. And if you're in the iPhone flipping business or you're drop shipping or whatever you're selling on eBay, this will make a huge difference if you look at it from a year's perspective on how much money you're actually pocketing just from that 10%. There's actually three kind of breakdowns of things you need to take into consideration when trying to become a top rated seller. First are the sales requirements. So what you need to do is actually have at least 100 transactions and over $1,000 in sales over a 12-month period. For me, selling high ticket items, like I'm selling a $1,000 phone in a day, maybe, that's easy to reach, but you need to have over 100 items at the same time. So it is something you need to kind of work for, and if you put in the work, it's not that hard, because 100 items over a 12-month period isn't that necessarily that difficult if you're running a business or whatever it may be. Because if you're trying to become a top rated seller, obviously you're using business to create some sort of income stream, and it's probably pretty large if you're trying to reach that kind of goal of becoming a top rated seller. So you need to have those two requirements. That's kind of the basis for it. Now, talking about the tracking requirements. So you need to, at least for these 2 points, you're actually going to need to reach a 95% threshold over a 3-month period that you're evaluated. So if you don't reach it this month, you can restart for the next 3 months after this month. So that's kind of how it works. But the first one is you need to upload your tracking number with the promised handling time. So eBay really prefers you to have a same day or 1 day business turnaround in terms of your handling time. So I always do 1 day handling time, and that excludes like weekends and holidays, because then it'll just be the next plausible day to ship out an item. But just so you're uploading your tracking number, so you need to upload 95% of the time, which shouldn't be that hard, because it benefits both you and the buyer to help confirm that this was actually a delivery made and the buyer received the item. And 2 is having the shipping label scanned by the carrier. So just having the package that whatever item you're selling actually be scanned by the carrier, which will upload the information to eBay, because they will track that. I personally always ship my items through eBay shipping labels, because it's cheaper. So I just go print the label from eBay, give it to the carrier within 1 business day, have them scan it, and I'm good. And I always keep my receipts just to make sure that I have a confirmation. I always keep them for at least 45 days after but I always just have them anyway. I have a folder of all my deliveries, just so you can track all the information. So the third part is your performance standards, and this is where eBay really tries to weed out those that are potential top-rated sellers and those that are not. So the first one is having no more than 0.3% of your eBay money-back guarantee and PayPal purchase protection cases be closed without seller resolution. So what that basically means is, let's say I'm selling an iPhone and it's defective, so the buyer will open a case saying it was defective, and if I don't resolve that, whether it's be giving the money back or letting them keep the item but getting a little money back from that, but giving them also the money back, which it should always just be, if you know that it was a faulty phone, and you just should always just kind of make them ship it back, and you're obviously just going to issue a refund. But having no more than 0.3% of those cases closed without a seller resolution, and that basically means you are actually taking care of the transaction. It's not getting to the point where the case has to go to eBay for them to help step in. So you never want eBay to step in. You want to take care of it yourself, and which isn't that hard. But if you're trying to become a top-rated seller, if you see those little notification buttons pop up, it gives you more motivation to actually take care of them and to resolve your cases sooner. eBay recognizes that and will give you preference to become a top-rated seller. They notice a lot of those small things. Second is you have to have a max of 0.5% of your transactions be defective. So as I stated in the example before, I can't have more than 0.5% of those transactions be actually returned or have a case open because of a defect. So this can count into two separate categories. So a defect can be where either the eBay money back guarantee and PayPal purchase case is closed without seller resolution. So those 2 points coincides with the one before, and the seller initiated the transaction cancellation for an item out of stock. For me, iPhone reselling, I always list an item that I actually have in inventory because it's just a one-time iPhone thing. I never have the same phone, usually for me at the same time, selling at the same time. So, but if you're doing like drop shipping, just making sure things aren't out of stock and you have to cancel it because of it's out of stock. And then the final point is you need to have less than 3% of your transactions with late shipping. That is a similar point to the tracking requirements, but you just can't ship your items late less than 3%. And if you're motivated, this shouldn't be that hard to do. And those performance standards is something I didn't mention, but those are evaluated on a 3-month basis, just like the tracking requirements, whereas the sales requirements are on a 12-month time period. So that's the only one greater than 3-month period. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I think it's very valuable if you're a beginner trying to sell on eBay, or you're an advanced seller, even or intermediate or something like that, whether it be iPhone reselling, drop shipping, selling just items, whatever you have in your house, you're just flipping items because you watch Gary V's channel, whatever it may be. Definitely give this a try right from the beginning. Practice good habits because that'll promote you from an eBay standpoint. From an eBay standpoint, they like to see that. It'll keep you on the platform. It'll never get you banned, and you have the potential to become a top-rated seller. So with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to give a thumbs up if you like the video. Subscribe to join the family, and if you have any video ideas, don't forget to leave a comment down below. I read all of them. I'm taking into consideration all of them. I have a bunch of videos coming because of you guys in the next week or two. So with that said, I'll see you guys tomorrow in the next video.